Thanks to this artist, a meme is born in the start of this year in which I discovered my new favorite dog breed. Greetings everyone, this is 𝕬𝕒𝕚𝕚. I would like to acknowledge on the start of this recording, my microphone stand broke a leg. Specifically, it broke its third leg, so now I am holding it for dear life. Hopefully the quality is not diminished throughout. So for the background, FKA twigs released her second studio album, MAGDALENE, all caps, in 2019. I discovered this artist when the time AJ is still active. I miss the living legend. This album is actually an introduction for me in the world of FKA twigs. And holy hell, I have some input pertaining to this work, donning over 9 songs but still precise in its obtained message. Without hints of doubt, let us get into this work in a concept lens, shall we? The album greets listeners with thousand eyes. This sets the theme of love throughout the work. If she walks out the door, then that is their last goodbye. It is the start of the end of the relationship. Lyrics may allude to a real-life relationship. I do not want to sleuth on the singer's dating history, so I will leave the watchers to research. A thousand eyes is a metaphor for the paparazzi, and these people do best in reporting a breakup. Such a brilliant comparison to envision. I picture the production as moving walls or massive footsteps. When the song starts to progress, there's a sort of change in it. This one moment feels like raindrops when she utilizes her voice as instrument. I really like how she did that, so scenic. Imagine her walking out of a stormy and cold night. Like, oh my gosh, her voice is so static and bold, but in tandem with the production, like they need each other. The song has repetitive lyrics yet empowered by dynamic delivery. I think the highlight of this song would be the end part. Definitely a haunting and interesting experience to start the album. Second song in, and I am already astonished. Home With You brings the roller coaster of emotions, especially with headphones. We are not halfway to the album and we already need tissues for our tears. Pull Up Genius, you may check out her explanation on the lyrics and her effortless singing. I am just going to make mine concise. Despite her own struggles in the first verse, she is lending a helping hand to comfort this person. She wanted direct communication about the situation. They should have told her that they were lonely so she could be there for them in their loneliness. However, this song has many layers. The ending line, "and I'd have told you I was lonely too." She also wants to share her own loneliness with this person as well. This is just pure songwriting. The production has 2 parts. In the verses, her voice is dark and distorted. And in the chorus, her voice pure and raw. Essentially establishing the feel like having 2 genres in one song. The star award goes to her vocals. The versatility in this is just mesmerizing. There is one crime that she committed. It felt like I was pierced in the spirit with an enchanted arrow. You might just need to listen on the second half to the end of this track. Top 1.
It's a sad day for sure.
Now that the whiplash is over, let us get on to Sad Day. I will just interpret the song in my own accordance. FKA twigs is so good in metaphors that I need to take a second to read before I make my lines in the script. The song is about her trying to save this relationship that is clearly falling apart. I will say I really like the lyrics in the bridge.
Pure with intentions to cleanse you and take you.
She wants to cleanse or take care of her lover, consistently following the Mary Magdalene image, but the lover is clearly running away. I picture a fleeing warrior. The production, in my honest opinion, it sounds like it would be fit for an anime opening. It sounds cool, cinematic, and it can be utilized in a fight or confrontational scene. The delivery and structure may make this song very palatable to listen to. Unlike the first two experimental sounding songs, I guarantee Sad Day can be in the mainstream land. Her vocals are magical or whimsical. I really love the vibe of this one in particular.
Make love to all you see.
And again, the bridge part, of course. I think Sad Day is a cool song with a very feeling that you are running. Why are you running?
Only to
For how sexual and seductive this song, I applaud FKA Twigs on how she delivered the words poetically. The premise is that she wants a man who has courage or who can follow his heart and can love her. In this one, she really sets up her standards and very confident in choosing. According to Genius, Future is this expected lover who wants to do all to be worthy for her. Especially on his verse, he wants to eradicate his vices to be noticed. The production is heavy trap, but there is this chanting to add a very peculiar or tribal-like tone. It really blends both of the artist's signature sound type and meshes well together to create an experimental yet catchy track. Twig's vocals really shine on track 4. The pre-chorus up to the chorus is definitely a favorite. I love how she sings in such an effortless style. I really appreciate the existence of Holy Terrain and possibly mainstream sounding along with Sad Day.
true as Mary Magdalene.
Putting the title name on the middle of the album is an extraordinary move. Now we get a glimpse on what is the Mary Magdalene references supposed to mean. The genius lyricism ties into this song. The context is that Mary Magdalene is seen just as a prostitute, but twisting her image furthers the truth that she is a genuine follower of Jesus. This parallels the artist's past real-life relationship, which is quite the evidentiary support. In metaphor terms, production-wise, the track is peak experimental. It is kind of dynamic, ASMR-like, with usage of these striking items, may be daggers or trinkets. It is so detailed and sweetened to the listening experience. What I love most is using Twig's voice as an instrument in this track. Her voice is echoey and has this sort of grandeur, power, and control when it projects. Together, all the elements in this song is a great mesh of exploring with sounds like this one. Literally breaking down every sound on this one track. It is just a thing to discover in auditory. One word to describe this is anger. The artist literally expressed that she bluntly likes to kick their partner away from the mattress. To explain in simple words, she is completely done with their BS, is in the high, and maybe this is where she bursts all of her complaints and frustrations towards the relationship. As all of the songs in this album, production is also the highlight. It might be a bit similar to other ones, but the energy of this song is in your face, full of red. When I picture running in Sad Day, some sort of wonderful, with stars and gliding aesthetically. But in terms of Fallen Alien, the concept is in the race. Imagine you wanted to win not for victor, but to get off this annoying race, or relationship rather. The vocals are spot on, like all of the other tracks. I like how she brought back the chant similar to Holy Terrain. It is rapid, almost like racing or a boxing match of some sort. All of anger is expressed in a musical manner.
The mirrored heart.
Preceding Fallen Alien, we have another sad continuation to remind us this piece of work is raw yet managed. Mirrored Heart expounds on the artist's personal thoughts about her own love life. She's focusing more on the bad, the red flags in the relationship. She feels jealous when she takes a look of other couples finally finding someone with matching interests or halves of a whole. In this case, experiencing the heartbreak, she tells intimacy is just a form of escapism to push away the problems happening. Use the favorite lyric and the screen as a guideline. I like the muffled instruments and the high-low sounds. Together with the wonderful belting vocals, this song gives plus points on how raw and authentic. Specifically, the part where a dramatic shift took place is purely stunning. Vocally, I definitely like Another Certain Part. Similarities to Home With You, the second half feels like a wailing woman when she sang. The latter part would be the star element in this song, a great one indeed. You thought you are done with the sorrows in this album? Well, let me introduce you to Daybed. The concept is straight up depression. She feels numb after thinking for so long on how making this relationship work is a plan for failure. She describes every inch of her being in utmost despair with metaphors. As a person who relishes their own suffering with figurative language, I can relate to this. There are minimal events when it comes to production due to it slowly rising up to an opening finish. I like this part with the vocals. It is on the latter part of the song. The song itself is so ambient, atmospheric, and needs time to process. I believe it's not really for me to get back into compared to others. We are definitely going to end in a sad note. It is a sad day for sure. 𝕼𝕤𝕒 is the only recognized track of this work. It is raw, emotional, and hurting. The way I am surprised that this song was covered by the legendary Miss Piggy. Straight Up became the first meme in 2023 with the 𝕬𝕒 as accompanying pictures. And I am not complaining. Getting back, summarizing all the feelings in the album, 𝕼𝕤𝕒 generalizes the state of the relationship. She gave all of her love to the lover, but not reciprocated. She just wants to feel something on the other end, which is not in the case of this relationship. With how meaningful the lyrics, the next best thing to do is to strip back all of the experimentations, piano from start to finish. The song came to life and it definitely humanizes in a way. Her vocals are what got me. She really did sing her heart out on this one.
Why don't I do it for you?
This together with the questions as lyrics is so emotional. The matchers are placed in the end, and the album concludes leaving possibly with only empathy for the listener's heart. All of the songs give you a one free ticket to an emotional ride. There is sadness, heartbreak, worth, but most of it is just sorrow. The end of the relationship and the outside forces that clearly wanted to ruin it is expounded. The standout element is obviously the production, and I like when artists use their voice as part of it. It is so detailed, out of this world, experimental, but also can be taken in if one listens to it on repeat. I believe this is one of those albums that caught you off guard on first listen, but as you continue to let it seep in and analyze the lyrics, you get the full sense. Speaking of the lyrics, the metaphors are so unique. It adds creative fuel while having consistency in mind. Twig's vocal range from delicate to powerful, specifically with tracks like Home With You and Mirrored Heart. The near to the end part of both songs, her vocals feels like a woman feeling agony in her heart. It is not perfect, but that is the purpose. It is raw with an avant-garde touch. This is just the beginning of this era review and it already made an impact. So let us progress further. Here's my personal ranking of this album.
Many are my wishes in the shadows, hiding from your sound. Without you, not that bound by his poisonous jab. You didn't hear me now. That white and pure with intentions to cleanse you. Call me late at night.
Now let us get into the music videos. First off is 𝕼𝕤𝕒, pleasing visuals with extravagant flair. Twigs does a fluid pole dance. We get glimpses of an entity moving up in the clouds where the pole erects. fabrics. Twigs then notices this flying entity, so she reels herself up. The said entity's face kind of resembles herself. After interacting with it, she fell down to an underground cavern where these eerie-looking people clay her body. What I like is how consistent the colors of the visuals, the transition from the rich gold to heavenly cream into the dark burnt orange. Everything from the fit to her performance is stunning to admire. 𝕬𝕤𝕚 is a simple yet stylish music video. Twigs has these heterochromatic lenses. They are central due to the number of close-ups. The major part of the video is her dancing with a group of women in the dry desert. In the end, she is shown riding a bull surrounded with flames. In my opinion, it may allude to the myth of Io and Zeus, which is a perfect metaphor for a troubled lover. Home With You is literally the one who sticks on the shifting energy of its song and did it flawlessly. It opens with Twigs and her friends in the club with her seemingly unhappy and one eye patched. They eventually drove from the night until the early day arrives to a place of nature. This is like a gathering where most of the women are dressed with long and white fabrics. Sanctuary almost. She's also tended by this elder who raises her up like a child, symbolic of her returning home. She runs through grass and water only to reel in this child from the well. In the end, she discovers her missing eye on her stomach. The music video is bizarre, but I suggest to do an analysis. Once you get it, you will find closure. It is not really an MV but more like a re-edit of the song to fit the vibes of the video. Twigs enters the shop and shows violence against this man. They fought with grace, poise, power, and passion with their weapons. The man fled but she chased him. The two fought until Twigs was severed in half and then she stabbed him through with the sword with her hand inside him, pulling it deeper. Then we are back to the shop with Twigs opening her eyes, remaining what happened before as an illusion or a dream. It is very cinematic and possibly the most experimental of all the videos tackled. If this does not prove that Sad Day needs to be background music for an anime, I do not know what will. Watching her music videos is definitely a fresh palette for me. I like the creativity and execution in terms of camera work, costumings, and visuals. It gave variety but also had that continuity to not stray away from the album's overall message. There are some bizarre moments in each video and it makes you look twice in order to comprehend it. It is not necessarily a bad thing to be able to analyze the visuals after the first vision. Her vision is unique and her craft continues to bear something in mind. Taking it in twice could leave a new perspective to understand it further because the videos have some sort of hidden or subtle messages presented to us that we do not know to think of. Now let us get into the aesthetics of this album. First is the album art. It is very painterly to look at. I love how the imperfect color complements with this vibrant orange and the muted down beige as background. The black hair is something bold to create that balance for the colorful accents. If you look closely, there is this detail of a snake going down her braid, alluding to the religious theme. I love these types of album covers containing a close-up of a person looking to the distance. The eyes, if I were to describe it, are lost but ethereal and striking. Shake things up with fashion and oh my god, the pieces are eclectic and may pay homage to the olden days art, specifically the Middle Ages. The inspirations are very evident through the balance of dominating warm colors. Other sources of reference would be Renaissance or Pablo Picasso's Cubism artworks. There is a refined usage of color mixing, elaborate headpieces, draped cloth, playful makeup, colorful and eccentric patterns, and precious metals of mostly gold. This era was stunning on how they recreated certain artworks in a contemporary setting through clothing. The outfits are definitely fine arts category. I am scared of using "it belongs in a museum" as an expression to describe this.
You belong in a museum.
If I do, I meant it as a compliment. Enough said, here are my top 5 pics from this era. I love the silhouette and the hat part of this outfit. It is busy in a way, but with the background and the dominant colors of black are tying these patterns together. It is fun while still experimenting with a lot of diverse pieces. There are other variations with the outfit in white, but I got my eye on this one. I will not leave the Home With You music video until the day I die. The white outfit on the second half of the video is the selling point in my book. The way she ran and the train graces through the grass and water is satisfying. It captures the innocence and elegance in a more eccentric manner, and movement really captures the essence. For me, I think calling the look Vibrant Maria has a specialty. Coordinating primary colors is a simple way to form this garment, and it definitely gave the vision with the strong and rich saturation. I love how intense it is along with the fierce stare towards the onlookers. I think if it would have more foliage or plant life on the background, then it would look 10 times holier. Along with the last outfit, this really conveyed the holy idea throughout the album. I love how the fabrics look on this close-up, even if it is just one image. Her stare is the peak of elegance, and the fabrics look so dynamic in a structured form. I really wish more pictures would have been taken for this outfit. She looks so heavenly. Already in the bag, this outfit captures the whole theme of the era. First off, this very cloak on the shadows. My eyes are really envious, like where can I get this coat for impractical weather purposes. Second, when she dances, she reveals this intricate ensemble. But the shoes are to die for. These heels could be used if Cinderella were to pursue a fighting career. They are eligible for weaponry. The cellophane outfit is the number one in my taste. Encompassing all of my thoughts within this era in a jar, this album is experimental. If you do not know FKA Twigs, you might need to dive in deeper to achieve comprehension due to the elements being far away from mainstream music. Speaking of the sounds, the production takes you places. It is a roller coaster with detail-oriented goals, and there is so much to unpack. Her voice pulls you with emotional intent. She projects gentle, but she also may choose to release intense emotion within her vocal range. She also may use her vocals for the production of the song. The theme is all about love, mostly heartbreak, downs of the relationship, and also the personal thoughts. Is really about making your weakest point your strongest, making your vulnerability shine among others. Same with the music. The looks of this album is bound with experimentation. The amount of inspiration from the old religious art with intentions to remember Mary Magdalene as a prominent female character. After listening to this album, I had a newfound interest within Twigs music, and I am definitely listening to her other works outside this album as of now. Her style is unique to the core, and her vibes exudes elegance and character. Plus, if you would like me to find or discover artists similar to FKA Twigs, feel free to name drop their respective albums or EPs in the comments. For now, let me do it for you to end this era review, and see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.